Oh, let's see. Looks like I just have good afternoon, good afternoon. And if I understood the email correct, Claire, you're on a train. So that'll be a new one. All right, happy Friday. Let's start today. Feet about shoulder width apart, body nice and relaxed. Head upright, kind of like you're being pulled up by a string. Tuck the chin back a little bit. Let's begin to turn the upper torso from side to side, just letting the arms swing free. We'll warm it up a little bit, and then we'll move on to a 5 elements practice today. My world has been a little out of whack this week, so do a little something to bring that back into balance. I don't know where my locals are today. Everybody's across the pond. Let's take the hands into loose fists and begin knocking on the lower belly, lower back, knocking on the door of life. Waking up the energy center. Feeling fully recovered from moving day now, so ready to begin our week of holiday. So next week's sessions will hopefully be from a bit more scenic locale. Let's take the front hand up to the shoulder area, knocking into that hollow. To those familiar with the little medical mystery going on in my world, no result back yet. We're hoping to get that second test back today on my youngest. Would at least be nice to know what we're up against before we go out of town for a week. Let's come back down to the belly, continuing to knock on the lower back. And then let's let the hands float off and gradually slow everything down and come to rest in Wuji. And let's connect to the breath. Breathing in. Spread the elbows apart, squeeze the shoulder blades together. As you breathe out, fold it all back in and gently fold forward. Big breath in through the nose. Either the mouth or nose. Nice long, full out breath. And just let the body follow the breath. So much as you pace off from your own breath. Let's add a little turn at the top. Just a little twist as far as is comfortable for you. Bringing it back to center to breathe out. Let's take one more on each side. Last one. Let's rise out of that one with our traditional commencing move before we go into the elements. Breathing in, arms rise about shoulder height. Let the elbows get heavy at the top, and then as you breathe out, let everything relax and release. We'll do the elements in traditional order today, beginning with water. We often do things in seasonal order, but since it's going to be in the 90s here today, we'll think about a little winter first. One more time, coming up in front. At the bottom, turn the palms in, bring them up along the body, and push out and over like you're turning a giant water wheel. Breathing in as we rise and we get to the top of the wheel. Push it out and over as you breathe out. One more in front, and then we're going to step out to a corner on one side and 5 turns. Here's 4. Here's 5. And we'll get 1 in the middle to set us up for the other side. Stepping out on the other side, 5 turns. Last one, and let's come back to the middle. 1 turn in the middle, and then we'll step back out, but reverse direction, pushing down, and then pulling the wheel back to you. One more, and then we'll again take it through the middle. And then to the other side. 5 more turns, turning the wheel back towards you. Last one. And we'll take one final one back toward us in the middle. And then just relax back down to Wuji. Pairing it with the rain washing down. Turn the palms toward the body. And then just stand. Rising on the sides, coming to the middle, turning the palms in. Two forms for each element today. One more time. And we return to Wuji. And we'll just pause in Wuji for a couple of breaths. You can close your eyes. So we get ready to move from the water of winter to the wood of spring. Your eyes drift open, inhaling the hands up, palms facing each other. Spin them like you have a ball in your hand. I'm going to push the palms away from each other and side bend. Spiral the arms, recapture the ball, push the palms away from each other and side bend. Firmly rooted to the ground, but extending our branches to the side. Inhaling through the transition, exhaling as we push palms away from each other. Let's take one more on each side. For the ball, go ahead and spin it. Your hands are on the sides, flatten the palms and let them float down. And then hands float back up, palms facing each other. And a very deep, slow sway like a tree. This one we want to match up with the breath. So long in-breath across in one direction. And a nice full out-breath coming all the way across to the all the way back across one more time. And finish up in the center. And release to Wuji. And before moving on to fire, we'll just pause again in Wuji. Take a few breaths here and close your eyes if you'd like. From the wood of spring to the fire of summer. The eyes drift open, breathing in. Hands lift with the palms up. Hands turn over at the shoulders, and as the hands rise, the body dips. Breathe in, come back to vertical, and begin to release. Turn the hands over, breathe out, body dips down as hands press overhead. Breathe in as you rise. Release. Temper how much you dip down based on how you feel. Keep it inside of your comfort zone. I always like the stretch. We never want to push to pain. One more time. Second fire move, turn the palms up, arms rise, and then hands cross over, hand over hand, hovering away from the heart as the body dips down. Breathe in, release back to the outside. Breathe out, release down. Palms turn up, breathing in. Breathe out as you fold in, hover over the heart as body dips down. Breathe in to begin to release. And on the out breath, let it all melt down. Let's take one more. And then release back to Wuji. And we pause for a couple of breaths before moving on to metal. Metal, the element of late summer, what here in the States we often call Indian summer. Usually a couple of week period in September that all of a sudden it warms back up a few degrees for a couple of weeks. Let the eyes drift open. Let's toe heel out to a wider stance. And you know this one. Arms float up to draw the bow. Inhale, arms sweep back across, other side. Hands touch and then separate, one forming the aiming point, one drawing the string. Inhaling as we transition across, exhaling as we shoot the bow. And then toe heel in as the arms float down. Stepping to one side, scooping. And Uji. Scooping as we step out on the other side. And press. Like most of the metal forms, very powerful breathing exercise. Last one. And relax back to Wuji. And we pause one last time in Wuji before moving on to Earth to complete the cycle. Let the eyes drift open. Position your feet so they're a little bit inside of hips width. Palms float up in front. Spin the ball. Shift your weight to one side and then separate the palms. A leg comes up. Inhale through the transition. Exhale as you lift the leg. Remember to shift the weight to empty out that leg. And you're likely finding one side a little easier to do than the other. That is perfectly normal. You can tell which side mine is. Last one. Recapture the ball, spin it, let the palms float down, and then turn the hands in toward one another. The earth wave. Hands rise overhead, a little arch in the back if you can. Relax it down. Breathing in, keep the hands outside the legs. Envision holding a stick to keep your hands the same distance apart through the whole movement. Long breath in as we rise. Let the hands past the head if you can do that comfortably. And then they float back down, still holding onto your stick. Last one. And we take it into our closing trio. Hands rise on the sides, palms flatten at the top, and we press the palms. One more time. At the bottom, press the fingertips together, pull that up to the ribs, and then press forward. You're turning a wheel. 2 turns of the wheel. And then as we rise, let the hands separate and toss one away. Let your eyes follow it overhead and let it trace down the midline of the body. Breathing in, toss it away. And then breathing out, let it trace down the middle. One more time on each side. The last one. And as the hand floats down, let that one come to rest on the heart center. The other one over your lower belly. Step your feet a little closer together and close your eyes. And we'll finish with a few nice long deep breaths. Nice deep breaths down deep into the belly. You should feel each in-breath pushing out the lower hand, collapsing back in as you exhale. And after a few breaths, let that top hand just slide down, come to rest over the other hand. And then we finish the practice with one last deep breath. As we release that breath, release the hands, open the eyes, give everything a little shake at the bottom. Thanks for joining me on this Friday. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you from a more scenic locale on Monday.